going on. We need, as a nation, I agree with this idea of sitting down to discuss. You know,
a conference.
Yes, I agree. It should not. It can be sovereign because we already have a government in place, but we do need to discuss so people will hear the pains of every side of the country and every strata of the population. It's very bad. It's not a question of whether these people are jobless, but they abandon their jobs mostly and go into politics. Maybe I would say I was guilty of that because I brought in such a wonderful business. I brought in MasterCard into Nigeria. But after a while, I just discovered that if you need this in government, you have to. I mean, it's a nightmarish experience. So I just said, okay, let me dive into government. There are many people like that. It's not as if they are all totally jobless, but it has become a place where you have power and you get relevance. And for many people, mostly in the executive arm, they make a lot of money.
How can this change?
Well, we need to enforce all our laws. The EFCC need to do more. If I own a house before going into government and I come out to have 10, I have 20, I don't see any reason why the government cannot ask me questions and make me explain. And there are so many ways you can be thrown into jail, even through the taxing system.
And no one has been explaining.
Nobody.
No one has been explaining. Because no one, even when questions are asked, some people look you in the eye and don't even give you answers.
Yes, it's a big problem. So it's our problem because we need to do something about it. This issue of politics, heaven will fall, it does not matter who the president is. Look at Kian Lu of Singapore. How many years was he there? And probably his son is there now. But the country is developing at a pace that we don't. I mean, when you go to Singapore, you know we are light years behind them. And there are so many examples worldwide. We are not advocating that there should be one president, no. But if we say it is going to be 2 terms to run, then if luck runs on the side of someone, and you have extra, why do we need to quarrel with that? It is the law.
Let me come into your own party very briefly and see if we can actually unearth some facts out of this whole talk about a splinter group. In any case, we have 2 PDPs, right?
Oh, no, we have only one PDP. there is a fashion.
There's a fashion.
You see, the PDP, to the best of my knowledge, there is no other party registered by INEC called New PDP. There is only one PDP. There are people who are dissatisfied and they say they are forming the new PDP. They have not yet formed the new PDP. If they form the new PDP, then they are no longer members of the PDP. As of today, we have one PDP. There are people who are not happy, and Mr. President and the party is making efforts to reconcile it.
How then would you describe those people?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, they are not the only people not satisfied in the party.
Yeah, how would you suggest?
But why would
for instance, I mean, you see some newspapers call them New PDP.
That's an acronym.
Is that the right?
That's an acronym that they
what would you suggest?
To the papers. They are aggrieved PDP members. These are aggrieved PDP members. So if they now go out to register a new PDP and they call it a new PDP and INEC registers them, then that means we have another party. And that means there will be no need for any further negotiation. The only negotiation will be a question of, can we work together? But right now, they are still aggrieved members of the PDP.
You know, Chamberlain, for someone who brought in a card system into the country, tied financially, you should also have a thing or two to contribute to our licensing system, or the BCMR that the police has been trying to give to us, so that to help in securing the nation properly. What's your take on the new BCMR vis-a-vis the driver's license?
Well, I think the driver's license is certainly overpriced for our economy. That should not be directed at people like me. There are thousands of people down there that cannot afford this 6,000, which is the official rate, and the fact that many of them can't afford it. And I understand that even before you go to the VIOs, you have to spend some money. You move from there to get a certificate. You know, Nigerian factor. Now, people are groaning, and the one that the government can control, which is the cost of the driver's license. We have no business selling that license for 6,000 under any guise. And I was at the website of the road safety people. I understand the cost they are talking about, that this thing cost the government is 3,000 naira. That is what it costs FRC. I don't know where that is coming from. This is still part of the fact that we are not taking advantage of being government. Everywhere in the world, government gets the best prices. It's only in Nigeria that government gets the worst prices, because you could do business with them, and in 6 months you might not get your money, even 1 year. So that is why many contractors decide to begin to build the government more. If we introduce more efficiency into governance, I'm sure many of these things will begin to reverse itself. But for the issue of FRC and say they are paying 3,000 naira to acquire a car, that is ridiculous. I think it's even bothersome fraud on the part of whoever the businessman is, because the same card, a superior one, being issued by INEC, I participated in it, and one of my companies participated in the bid for that, and the guy who won actually won that contract at 65 naira.
65 naira?
Yes, 65 naira. And this has fingerprint capabilities. It's even a contactless with RFID facility. You just scan it.
Wait,
it will read.
You mean he winning it for 65 naira? Does it mean it will be issued to Nigerians at 65 naira?
That is the cost to INEC.
So that was what the government paid for
That
everyone
is, as a matter
who
of
registered
fact,
as a
is on
voter.
their website. It's not hidden. The Executive Council approved about 2.6 billion to make 40 million cards. You just calculate that. It's 65 naira. They even stated 65 naira on their website.
But
I participated in that bid anyway. I quoted 300 naira,
okay,
which I felt even 300 naira. I felt because of the personalization and all that. And the fact that we are not original manufacturers, but Obato partnered with somebody in this country and gave that card for 65 naira.
What about, because, I mean, if you were in this one, this went through the National Assembly, the one for FRSC, its approval.
Well, the approval that went through the National Assembly was when they called them to come and explain
Nigerians
why they were
complain,
charging
exactly,
about 8,000 naira or something. Now, the National Assembly would act to the limitation of information that they have at their disposal. But if FRCN says they procure this thing for 3,000 naira, the National Assembly will say, okay, it makes sense for you to be charging maybe 4,000, 5,000 or 6.
Yeah, but Senator, you could have helped the National Assembly out.
I wasn't invited. I wasn't there at that time. If I was there, because I'm in this business, I understand the card business inside out. There is nothing, it's not rocket science. So I think they should go in and do the arithmetic, either get another contractor to do this. There is no reason why they should charge anything more than 2,000 naira for those cards. Because you look at maybe logistics, personalization, to write the names there and do all that. But when you get a card, as a cheap card, cheap embedded card itself, it's coming in at 65 naira. And the banks do personalized cards for us, and they are cheap-based cards. They personalize them for about 75 naira, 100 naira. If you are charging more, nobody's going to do business with you. So for us, I don't see any reason why in this time and age, when the internet is there, everybody has access to information, somebody will be charging 6,000 naira. They say it's 3,000 to FRS, 3,000 to the states. For what?
You know, but Senator, some people will actually think that, wait a minute, they still can't understand how this will go through the National Assembly. And National Assembly will not have the best of information. They are in government. They should have more information than the Nigerian, the average person out there.
Yes.
Because they have a retinue of staff, they have the resources.
I agree.
Some say
with you.
it boils down to something happening behind the scenes, and that's why you allow this pass.
No, I would agree with you to an extent. When people compare us to the U.S. Legislators, because many of them, they have professors who are their special assistants. They have quality staff.
Don't you have it
paid
there?
For. The money that they are paid, well, it might have changed now, but I had a lawyer of 17 years of experience who was my SLA. At the time I was leaving the Senate, I don't think that guy was making 300,000 naira a year. I doubt it.
How come?
I don't think so. Because
a year or month?
I mean, 300,000 a month, I wanted to say. I don't think so. But when you look at it, we need quality staff. For you to attract these people from their professions, it costs a whole lot of money.
But
now you want to hire somebody.
This money?
No.
National Assembly has money.
There is a limit. There is a budget for every office. There is an amount of money, a level of staff that you can even hire anyway. So for that, we are entitled to 5, including the secretary, an office assistant, and stuff like that. So you look at it that out of those 5, where would you have money to hire a techie that will be doing better and will be able to provide you quality service? So for me, I don't think it's so much of the National Assembly people not getting this information. It is the information. That is why they call for public hearings, periodically, and those interested will go there. But at the time they were investigating this driver's license issue, my election, I just left the Senate not quite long, so I was mostly in the States. But when I read the whole submission of the marshal there, I think a businessman has actually ripped them off somewhere.
Can't the National Assembly revisit this matter? No. After all, they revisit so many matters.
They do not even have to revisit. With the facts on the ground now, the court marshal should go and make a proposal to slash that into 2,000. No more than maximum 3,000 naira.
That means they have to refund a lot of money.
No, they don't have to refund. Those who paid have paid. It's just a question of because prices are not static. If today you go in, you buy your suit for maybe 100,000. Tomorrow you go to the same shop, they say they are doing sales and they sell it for 60. You're not going to ask for a refund for the one you bought before. So
and I can't sue because of 6,000 naira.
No. I think that would be a burden on the government. I think people need to do more work when they're in position of power and ensure that they assist the president, because all the hues and cry now is only one person that everybody's talking about. That times are hard. So how can you look at a car that can be produced for that much money and be selling for so much?
Wow, interesting. Well, we'll have to let it go here. Senator Ayo Arise, member of the People's Democratic Party. Thank you for coming on this morning.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
All right, then let's flip it over for the... Okay, we're back after this break. Join us again.